faces and a new team. I'll tell you what to expect from Winthrop basketball this year. We'll take a look at the team's first impressions of head coach Pat Kelsey and a shot that has gone down as one of the best Winthrop plays of all time. All that and more here on Inside Winthrop Basketball.
Six. 1, 2, 3, 6, 4, 5, 6. Family.
Hello, I'm your host Matthew Cray, and welcome to Winthrop Close Up, special edition of Inside Winthrop Basketball. Every Winthrop player has their own story of how they became an Eagle, and sometimes it's not as simple as it may appear. Winthrop basketball has many new faces this year, one of those being graduate student Jimmy Gavin, although Gavin's path to Winthrop was more unique than the others.
So during my sophomore year, I had battled the illness, and they diagnosed me with Crohn's disease, and it was heartbreaking to have the game taken from me like that.
Crohn's disease was a struggle for Gavin, and at times took him down to rock bottom.
Crohn's disease is an autoimmune disease. It actually affects your digestion of like vitamins, minerals, and just different things in your body, but it would be insensitive to say how much of a struggle it really is on a day-to-day basis. I know at my lowest times, I couldn't get out of bed, didn't want to hang out with my friends or family, no energy, emotionally and mentally it's tough.
Gavin didn't play a second of high school basketball, and at some points thought the game had passed him by.
Very rarely do you have a Division I scholarship athlete that never played high school basketball. Never played a second of high school basketball.
You know, people always preach that the ball stops bouncing at some point, whether it be 10 years, 20 years. I mean, it stopped bouncing for me for a period of time. Like, I felt what it feels like to lose the game. And I felt that a lot younger than a lot of my peers. And now the fact that I have it back, I think I'm just willing to do whatever it takes to make sure it keeps bouncing.
While an illness may slow some down, Gavin was able to find a silver lining.
It's given me a perspective going through those tough times with it, and it made me really feel what it feels like to struggle. And when I had to struggle with something, I saw that once I overcame that, there was nothing that I can't overcome.
As his illness healed, Gavin realized he might have a real shot at playing college basketball.
The love for the game was still there. It was just behind a lot of different things. And as I worked my way through some of those things, I decided that I had to give it a try.
After suffering a setback at Bradley, Gavin was given an opportunity to play Division II basketball at Wisconsin-Parkside, where he averaged 16 points per game and was named team captain during his 2-year stay. Gavin feels like his competitive nature can help make the Winthrop Eagles better this year.
You know, my mom says I used to do all types of stuff. I used to throw away second place trophies, and if she would take them out of the trash, I would walk down to the park and throw them out and say, if you want them, it's down there.
Here is what Coach Kelsey believes Gavin brings to the table as a player.
Well, from a basketball standpoint, he's a versatile guard that can play multiple positions. He can score, as we like to say, at all three levels. He can score from distance, he can score in the mid-range, and he can score at the rim.
Zach Price is another Winthrop Eagle entering his final year of eligibility after spending time at both Louisville and Missouri.
You know, Zach, just like Jimmy, has a very compelling story.
Well, actually, for the past 2 years, I've had to sit out for eligibility purposes. I sat out at a different school, Missouri, and then I transferred to Winthrop. and I had to sit out another year. So it's definitely been a tough road as far as my college experience, but I'm finally eligible, and I'm definitely looking forward to this season.
Price was kicked off Missouri after being arrested twice in the same day, but is sure that is a thing of the past.
Made some mistakes that I shouldn't have, but I learned from it, and it's made me a greater person. It's made me a more mature person, and I actually appreciate the experience that happened there because it's definitely molded me into the character that I am now.
After 2 years without basketball, many are unsure of what to expect from Price, but Kelsey is confident he can play a big role this year.
He's long, he can block shots, he's got a knack for taking charges, he can finish around the rim with both hands. He's a left-handed young man, and those type of guys are rare. They're rare in the Big South Conference, and quite frankly, they're rare in college basketball.
As a senior, Price feels like he is ready to take on a leadership role and feels like his past experiences can help guide the team this year.
Although I didn't play that much, I've been on 2 Final Four back-to-back teams, and just getting that experience and dancing in the tournament for that matter, and feeling what it feels like to actually win the title, it gives me more of an insight of the footsteps to take to get there, and basically being a big presence down low.
What great stories from our 2 seniors, and I'm sure that they're ready for the ball to tip and the season to start. Later on Inside Winthrop Basketball, we see the impression that Coach Pat Kelsey has left on his team, and the gears that make Winthrop basketball turn. We'll sit down with the Winthrop basketball student managers. Welcome back to Inside Winthrop Basketball. For a second, try and imagine the smallest of tasks that you have to do around the house or for your children. The Winthrop student managers are experts at those tasks and so much more. At every basketball practice, it is easy to see the players working hard to become better. But take a closer look. Behind every game, workout, and practice, there is a group of student managers there to make things run smoothly, something Coach Kelsey greatly appreciates.
Invaluable. Our managers and that team within the team is unbelievably important to me as a head coach, and unbelievably important to our basketball program in general.
The managers get to practice an hour early to set up and do a multitude of jobs.
We don't play and we don't coach. We do everything else.
We do pretty much everything you would expect to be done that doesn't get any of the spotlight.
Bring out all the players' water bottles, towels.
Bringing the balls and the pads out.
We help in drills occasionally.
Taping the floor, keeping stats, running clock, wiping the sweat off the floor.
After practice, we got to clean it all up and we got to do the players' dirty laundry and do it again the next day.
But it's the little things that make these managers so special.
Whatever it takes, whatever needs to be done, whatever task, no task is too big, no task is too small.
But I remember Reggie King needed a new pair of socks. And so he was sitting there during practice, mid-practice, and he needed some new socks. And so Dylan, sitting there, just started taking his socks off and said, here are my socks. And it's just kind of one of those things where it kind of speaks to how we are. We'll do whatever we can to help make this team succeed.
Between practice and games, they spend a lot of time together, which makes them more than just a group of managers.
It's a family. A family in every sense of the way.
Well, we always call ourselves brothers. I know my best friends here are managers. We're going to be best friends probably after we're done being managers.
Definitely spend more time with them than my girlfriend, by far. It's not even close. Sometimes you fight with your brothers, but at the end of the day, we know that we're brothers and that we're in it for the long haul.
Their job at all moments is to make the life of the coaches and players easier, and while much of their work goes under the radar, it doesn't go unnoticed.
The value that they bring to our basketball program is exactly at the same level as any player that wears a uniform on our team. And I can't tell you the level of respect that I have for them and how important they are to our basketball program.
You can follow the student managers on Twitter by searching the handle @WUManagers. Coming up next, we take a look at some of the team's favorite Coach Kelsey moments and a shot that still has the Winthrop community jumping out of their seats. Welcome back. Pat Kelsey is a coach who is not afraid to say or do whatever is on his mind. But now it's the team's turn. Here are their first impressions of their head coach.
That's a good one.
This dude is nuts.
Intense.
This man has a lot of energy, and he's a little crazy. Dude wears his emotions on his sleeve.
Well, Coach Kelsey actually recruited me in high school at Wake Forest. So I already knew he was a very energetic guy. So just seeing him again and getting around that type of environment, he's just a very, very cool dude, man. He's definitely a player's coach.
Here are some of the team's favorite Coach Kelsey moments.
If we know a team is trapping.
I think he ripped his shirt or something at practice, and then he just got in a stance. It was just crazy.
If someone messes up a play, he'll call for a ball from one of the managers, and we throw it to him. He'll just headbutt the ball.
There was one time at a game on the road, and we were not playing well at all, and he was so mad about, I believe it was taking charges and stuff like that. He really wanted us to take a charge when we had the opportunity. So he actually made me take the ball, and I went to the other side of the locker room, and he made me run at him and literally push him over with the ball, and then he took a charge in his suit and tie and everything. So it was very interesting. I've never seen a coach do that before in a locker room.
In the midst of the intense nature and crazy stories, Kelsey is able to connect with his team.
It's special to me because not only do I believe in him as a coach, but I really do believe in him as a person.
He'll run through a wall for anyone in this program, just like we always run through a wall for him. It's that feeling you get, like you know he is committed to the program through everything that he does.
He demands a lot. He demands a lot. He demands your best. He wants you working harder than you might have expected.
He takes his job and his role on this team very seriously, just like the rest of us do.
Although it may surprise you, Coach Kelsey sets aside time on the days of home games for a power nap as a way to refuel his energy. Coming up, we preview the other new faces on the Eagles and Coach Kelsey's favorite Winthrop moment. Welcome back. Coach Kelsey has 3 favorite moments since becoming a Winthrop Eagle. Last year's win over Clemson, his very first game, and this.
All right, so as soon as he shot that ball, I had a feeling like something was about to go down.
Well, at first I was thinking, not again.
Yeah, it was kind of Groundhog's Day because the kid made a similar shot in the tournament that he made at High Point a couple weeks prior. My thought was, let's go, get the ball in bounds and let's rush it up the court. And then, they did a good job of corralling Andre, and I'm thinking, this isn't good.
And it's like 4, 3, 2, and we're all looking. I'm like, this is it. This is how it's going to go down. He's not going to get a shot off.
As soon as the shot went up, and when I saw it go up, I said, there's no way that shot is going in.
Winthrop down by 1. Andre Smith at midcourt. 3 seconds to go. Smith, a deep 3 on the right. Good! 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 Andre Smith hits a game-winning 3!
I was up on the catwalk doing video, and I was running up and down. I was saying things maybe I shouldn't have said.
I don't know how it went in.
I like to tell people it's exactly how I drew it up.
Who expects someone to make a shot from, a one-handed floater for a 3 almost a half court?
The thing I remember when the shot went in, though, was guys started running onto the court.
Doobie and Derrick Henry, who were both injured, redshirt, running down from the stands and tackling Andre Smith on the court.
We literally ran down the bleachers and jumped over the little fence.
Keon Moore is like, Derrick, Doobie, get off the court, you guys are crazy, get off, you're gonna get a technical foul, blah, blah, blah.
So I'm grabbing guys and trying to pull them off, and people are going crazy and jumping on each other.
That was probably the most epic, moment of my life.
That's probably one of the coolest experiences of my college career.
That shot and that moment was March Madness. I mean, it went into millions and millions of homes that night, and that's what makes college basketball so special.
Andre Smith could not see the rim, which makes the shot all the more impressive. Coming up on Inside Winthrop Basketball, we round out the show with a look into the upcoming season.
Throw the ball to Doobie, great, all right? If Doobie posts up and he gets off the block, that's 2 points right there. Now look at that, your defense does a nasty, tough on the ball.
Yeah, as you may know, Bjorn Broman is a very, very heralded prospect. He's the first parade All-American in the history of the Big South and the history of our program. But to put those type of expectations on that young man is very, very unfair. He'd be the first to tell you he played in the smaller level of high school in Minnesota, and that was his role to score. He was the sole scorer on his team, but in an unbelievably storied high school career. All the accolades that Bjorn comes in with, and the shame of it is you know, people don't talk about Adam as much, but what I tell people is this kid is unbelievably talented, and his ceiling is limitless. He averaged, I think, close to 27, 28 points a game in high school. He's an extremely athletic, attacking, aggressive guard. He's one of the best attacking guards at the rim that I've ever recruited. His ability to finish with contact, to play in the open court and attack the basket. His long arms, his ability to be a very, very good defender in our system once he learns our system. And he's a great kid, and he's a great teammate, and he has all the intangibles that are part that go into our basketball culture here at Winthrop. Rod is a transfer that was here last year, but that had to sit out. And Rod is another young man that comes here as a prolific scorer. He was one of the top 5 scorers in the United States of America at the Division II level before he transferred here. But he could really, really, really fill it up. Rod is a 6'5" left-handed wing that, you know, can shoot the ball. I think he made 97 threes his sophomore year at his previous school, and he averaged close to 25 points a game. Very, very, very long arms. It's just natural, his ability to use his length to bother and to disrupt on the defensive end is pretty special.
With so many new faces and players, the team may have some new identity this year.
We've struggled at times with our ability to score at the rim, score close to the basket. Sometimes when your three-point shot isn't falling and you're relying so much on scoring from distance, being able to throw the ball inside and get easy baskets sometimes gives you better balance, and it frees stuff up on the perimeters.
Here are the team's personal expectations for this year.
Besides playing, I'm looking forward to winning. I feel like that's definitely on our agenda.
Every day, every year, we tip it up. We fight and challenge our guys to play for a championship.
This goes for myself and for everyone on this team. You know, the goal should be to win a Big South Conference Tournament championship. We've been there 2 years in a row. There's absolutely no reason why we shouldn't win the entire conference tournament.
As the season approaches, Kelsey knows Winthrop will go as far as the fans take them.
I want them to know, and if they don't, I have to do a better job of it, convincing them and conveying to them how much I appreciate how important their contribution is. And, we need them. And the ownership of our team belongs to them, our students in the community, not to me, not to our players. The team's theirs.
Dubio KK had a parting message for the Winthrop Eagle fans.
Come out and support this year. We really need you guys, and I promise you it's going to be a really great year. And just sit back and enjoy.
The Eagles open their season on November 14th as they play host to Hampton. Thank you for joining me on Inside Winthrop Basketball on Winthrop Close Up today. For more news, follow us at Winthrop Close Up on Twitter and YouTube. This has been Matthew Cray from the Winthrop Coliseum. Basketball is here. We'll see you next time.
Oh, 13 to go in the contest. Rousey dribbling through his legs. He's going to put a long three up in the air. No good. Rebound picked up by Keon Johnson. Johnson racing up court in the corner. A wide open Keon Moore to tie